Good morning. Happy Monday. So it's been a busy weekend and I haven't done any yoga, not at all. So I'm going to get back into it today with 3 rounds of Wim Hof breathing. And on the final round, I'm going to hold puppy pose, which is a heart melting pose and a slight back bend. And I'll show you how to do that before we start. And then we're going to do a mandala flow, which will take us around the mat. It will be quite active. We're going to put lots of hip openers in there. We'll put some detoxifying twists to get all the weekend junk out of us. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It'll be fun. It's one of my favourite ways to practice yoga. So let's get breathing and I'll see you at the end. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate the support. Okay, so I'll show you first how to do puppy pose or heart melting pose, which is what we're going to do in the breath hold. So take the hands to the width of the mat and keep your hips over your knees so there's weight into the knees. And then fold between the hands, bringing the forehead to the floor. So it's a back bend and a shoulder opener. It's a beautiful heart melting pose. It really opens up that area. And so we're going to hold the breath for a minute in the final round in that posture. Okay, let's start. Round 1. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Breathe in through the belly, the chest, the head, let it go. Full belly breaths in and out. 100% in, 70% out. Wave it in and out. In and out. Let's keep going at this pace. So great big breaths in and out at 70%. We're hyper-oxygenating the body. Okay, keep going. Waving in and out. Circular breaths like the waves on a shore. Waving in and out. In and out. In and out. We're going to do 30 breaths each round. And in the first 2 rounds, we're going to hold the breath for 1.5 minutes. And if you need to breathe before I give the cue, that's fine. You can take your recovery breath. We've got 10 more breaths here. In and out. Excuse me. In and out. You're doing really well. Keep going. In and out. Keep going. You've got 5 more. Let's give these last 5 everything we've got. In and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Got 2 more. Belly, chest, head, let it go. And this last one is our biggest breath yet. And then let all of the air out. And we're going to hold this breath out for 90 seconds. If you'd like to hold your breath longer, I'll give you a cue at 10 seconds to go and you can pause the video and hold it for longer. And just restart it when you're ready to breathe. So we're holding the breath out. If you'd like to put your hands on your fingers over your nose, pinch your nose closed, that's absolutely fine. What I usually do to stop air seeping into my nose is to just keep a bit of pressure at the front of my face so no air seeps in. Keep going, you're doing really well. Really focus on any sensations you've got in the body here. Any tingling in the fingers or the toes. Any lightheadedness. We've done 1 minute, you're doing super well. If you do need to breathe before, that's fine. Just take your recovery breath. Really focus, go inside. We're reconfiguring the immune system here. You're doing really well. Okay, ready? Big breath in. Force the air up into the head by pushing up on all of the muscles. Tense all of the muscles in the body and imagine you're pushing the air into the brain. And let it go. Amazing, well done. And let's go into round number 2. Belly, chest, head, let it go. 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 Waving in and out. In and out. Like the waves on a shore. Circular breaths. Filling the body with oxygen. We're putting our body into hermetic stress and taking control of our autonomic nervous systems. Let's keep going. You're doing really well. In and out. In and out. Keep going. Full belly breaths in and out. If you feel any lightheadedness, tingling in the fingers, you need to lie down, that's absolutely fine. You can do this practice lying down, sitting down, but just don't do it standing up or near water. Keep going. In and out. We've got 10 more breaths here. Keep going. Waving in and out. Waving in and out. Amazing. Keep going. 5 more together. In and out. Waving in and out. In and out. Got 2 more. And this is our last breath. Huge breath in and let everything out. And like before, we're going to hold it for 1 minute, 30 seconds. And I'll give you a cue when we have 10 seconds left. And this time I really want you to focus. Go inside and focus on the sensations in the body. Let them intensify this feeling of muscle contraction or tingling or pins and needles, any lightheadedness. Really focus on it. Go inside the body. Find your heartbeat. See if you can slow it down. You're doing amazing. We've done 1 minute, you are taking control of your immune system and resetting. It is such a good practice to initiate into your daily life. 10 seconds left, sorry. If you do want to pause the video, do so now. 5 seconds left. We're going to take a big belly breath in together. Ready? Big belly breath in. Hold it. Push this breath upwards into the head. Tense all of the muscles in the body. Push it up. Decalcifying the pineal gland. And let go. Awesome. We've got 1 more round of Wim Hof breathing. We're going to really energise the body, ready for our yoga flow. Belly, chest, head. Let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Waving in and out. Like waves on the shore. In and out. In and out. Brilliant. Keep going. Let's give this last round everything we've got. When you notice sensations in the head or the hands, really intensify them, focus on them, and breathe in even more. Keep going. Breathing in and out. In and out. Keep going. In and out. You're doing really, really well. Keep going. If you do need to lie down and carry on, that's absolutely fine. But let's just try and get to the end of this round. Keep going. You have 10 more with me. In and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. In and out. 5 more. Let's give these everything we've got. In and 2 more. In and out. This is our last one, biggest one yet. Big breath in, let it all go, and we're coming in. We're holding the breath out in puppy pose. Hands to the width of the mat, forehead to the floor, and weight through the knees. We're doing a back bend and a shoulder opener. And just keep that breath held out and close down the eyes. Focus on the sensations in the body and the opening in the chest. We're holding this for 1 minute. This is your practice, so if you want to take any variations on this and not do this pose, if you wanted to do push-ups or sit-ups or just lie still, that's absolutely fine. Or child's pose, make this your own practice. This is just an idea. Keep going. You're doing really well. We've only got a minute here. Okay, sit back onto those heels. Breathe, belly breath in, forcing the air up into the pineal gland, decalcifying it, refreshing, clearing our mind as we've just energized our bodies. Ready for our yoga practice. And release. Well done. Just fall back into child's pose here. And we'll take some recovery breaths through the nose. So stretch the arms long along the mat and fall between the knees. And we're just going to take some in and out breaths through the nose, just to recover. Wim Hof breathing can be very intense and make you feel a little bit dizzy. So we'll just take our time before we come to standing and start our yoga practice, just to correct any dizziness. Okay, well done. Come to all fours. We're going to do cat-cow to warm up the spine. As we breathe in, drop the belly. Breathe out, concave. Breathe in, drop the belly. Breathe out, cow pose, cat pose. In, cow, out, cat. In, cow, out, cat. In, cow, out, cat. Okay. Take the right hand high. We're going to do thread the needle. So take the right hand between the left, stretch the left long along the mat, and stretch out the left leg. So we're getting a calf stretch here, getting a stretch all up the left hand side of the body and a compression in the right hand side of the body. So the right shoulder and the right cheek is taking the weight on the mat with the right knee. Bring the leg in, bring the arm in, bring that right arm back up to the sky and back to the mat. Let's take it the other side. Left arm raises and threads beneath the right. Come onto the left cheek, left shoulder, stretch the right arm long and the right leg long. And let's just stretch out that calf muscle here. Beautiful stretch in the right hand side of the body and a compression in the left. Bring the leg in, bring the arm in, stretch the left hand up to the sky and come back to all fours. We're going to come to balance pose here. So take the right arm out and the left leg out, and we're trying to keep a straight spine. Bring in the knee to the arm, breathe in and out, in and out, breathe in and out, breathe in and out. Bring the hand to the mat and take the leg to 90 degrees and we're going to do hip circles. Really try and open that hip. So open it and then graze it next to the right leg. Bring it close, take it out, bring it close, take it out, and then bring it back to the mat. We'll take that to the other side. So left arm comes out and right leg raises, and we're going to bring it in, breath, out, in, breath, out, in, breath, out. So bring the knee to the elbow, in and out. Well done. Hand to the mat, and let's do those hip circles on this side. So bring the knee in and take it in full circles on the hip. So we're really warming up into the hip here. Graze it next to the leg and then take it full circle round, raising it as high as you can. Okay, bring it back to the mat, and we're going to come up into downward dog. Let's just pedal out the legs with this first downward dog, bending one knee and then the other, so we can get into the hamstrings. And remember, our downward dog is a heart opening pose, so the head has no weight and the chest is open. It's a slight back bend and the body is in a V position. We're working the legs towards straight and the feet towards the mat. If you can't do that to start with, that's fine. And now we're going to wave forward into a plank and then toe tap. So right tap, left tap, right tap. So tap them to the either side of the mat. Tap. That's it. Keep going. And then wave back to downward dog. Take a breath. And then we're going to wave forward again into that plank. And we're going to do elbow touches. So elbow to knee. Left knee, right knee. Left knee, right knee. Left knee, right knee. Left knee, right knee. Left knee. Well done. Back into our downward dog. Just breathe here. Use downward dog as a recovery pose. And then look to the front of the mat and walk between the hands. And we're going to do a forward fold. We're going to do a variation of a forward fold here. So I'd like you to, if you can keep your knees bent if you need to. Put your hands underneath your feet and fold your head towards the knees. You can keep a bend in the knees here if this is tricky. If you feel you can't balance, then just keep your hands down. And then take the hands out. And then come up to standing. Raise the hands above the head with an in-breath. Look up. And then out-breath, hands to heart center. Okay, we're going to flow now. So raise the hands up above the head. In-breath. Forward fold. Out-breath. Halfway lift or monkey. In-breath. And then step back to chaturanga with our out-breath. Upward dog is our in-breath. And then downward dog is our out-breath. Then raise the right leg high. And step it between the legs. Raise the hands up into crescent lunge. And then we're going to come back into a half splits. Bringing the head towards the knee. And then back to our crescent lunge. And then we're going to come into a side lunge at the front of the mat. Try and bring the hands to heart center and turn the left foot up. And then switch sides. So the side lunge at the back of the mat. Hands to heart center. Low lunge at the back of the mat. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog, and just breathe here. Well done. Okay, we're going to do it on the same side because this is a mandala flow. So take the right leg high again and step it through to the front of the mat and come to that crescent lunge. Raise the hands high above the head, hands to the mat and come into the half splits, head to knee. Crescent lunge. Side lunge at the back of the mat, hands to heart center. Side lunge to the front of the mat, hands at heart center. Low lunge to the front of the mat. High plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Take some breaths here, in and out through the nose. Come back to the breath when you come into downward dog. We're going to take this to the other side now. So left leg lifts, three-legged dog, step through to a crescent lunge. So back knee comes down, arms raise, breathe in, and then take it to a half splits. So head to the left knee, back into our crescent lunge, raise the arms, and this time we're going to come to a side lunge at the front of the mat with the hands to heart center. Take it to the back, side lunge, low lunge at the back of the mat, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog, and breathe. Well done. So again, we do it on that same side. So we're going to take the left leg high again into three-legged dog. Step through, come down to crescent lunge, raise the arms up high, and then come back into a half split, head to knee. Crescent lunge, raise the arms high, and then side lunge at the back of the mat, hands to heart center. Side lunge to the front of the mat, and then turn to low lunge at the front of the mat, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Well done. That was our first mandala flow. Circular moves around the mat. And just come back to your breath here. Okay, look forward to the front of the mat and hop or step forwards. Forward fold with our out breath. Raise up, tall mountain with the in breath. Hands to heart center. Raise up, hands above the head, tall mountain. Swan dive down, out breath to a forward fold. Halfway lift or monkey. And this time we're going to jump back to chaturanga if you have that in your practice. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe. And the right leg lifts. Step through to a low lunge. And we take a twist here. So take the right arm up high, keeping the left hand on the mat. Look up to the right arm. And we're going to come up to a standing twisted high lunge. So keep looking to the back of the mat. Windmill the arms round and come into warrior two. Let's just hold this and find the position. Straighten the front leg. And we come into trikonasana, triangle pose. Looking up to the top arm. Come back to standing. Open out those legs to a wide-legged stance and fold forwards between the legs, trying to get the head towards the floor. Take a twist here. So left arm comes to right leg, raise the right arm. And then right arm comes to left leg, raise the left arm. Well done. One more. Now come to the back of the mat, low lunge, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. And we'll do that again on the right leg. So right leg lifts, step between the hands, and we're going to take that twisted low lunge. So right arm lifts, left arm stays on the floor, and then come to standing in that twisted high lunge. Windmill the arms round into warrior two. Find the pose. Straighten out the front leg, trikonasana, triangle pose, looking up to the right arm. Open the legs out, wide-legged stance, and then we're going to come into a squat. So we're just going to take some 5-pointed star, come back to a squat, and we're just going to bounce here for 20. Just pulse. Get into those thighs and glutes. Just pulsing out here. Keep going. Raise up, 5-pointed star, and fold forwards. Head towards the mat, and then low lunge towards the front of the mat. high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Amazing. Come back to your breath here before we do that on the other side. So in and out through the nose. Nice, long, slow breaths. Right, let's take it to the other side. Raise the left leg high. Step through. We're going to take the low lunge and we'll do a twist. So right hand stays on the mat and left arm lifts. And then come up to a twisted high lunge. So left arm back, looking over the left arm, right hand forwards. Windmill the arms round to warrior two. Straighten out the front leg and then fall over the front leg into Trikonasana, triangle pose, looking back at that right arm. Come up to a wide-legged stance, down into a squat, and we're going to lift the left leg and pulse, lift left heel and pulse, lift the right heel and pulse, both heels up, lift, and just hold it. Let's hold it for 10. Keep going. Hold those heels up and try and hold the pose. 5-pointed star. Fold forward between the legs. And then take a low lunge at the back of the mat. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. And we're going to do that again on the left hand side. So take some breaths here in downward dog. And then raise the left leg high, three-legged dog, and step through to a low lunge and take the twist. Right hand stays on the mat, left arm lifts. Then come up into a twisted high lunge, looking towards the back hand, the left hand, and spin round into warrior two. Find the pose. Sink down into that warrior two. Straighten out the front leg. Tick-tock over into Trikonasana, triangle pose, looking up to the right arm. Come up to a wide-legged stand, 5-pointed star, and then fold forwards, and we're going to come into a headstand here. So you can do any method of headstand you like, if it's head in hands or tripod headstand. If you do tripod headstand, let's take the knees to the backs of the arms to get our balance first, and then take one leg up at a time. Well done. Let's hold this pose. Really feel the benefit of this inversion. Open the legs out. Come back to a wide-legged stance on the mat. Well done. Take a low lunge to the front of the mat. Step back, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Okay, we'll come to the mat for a little bit now. So take some breaths here in downward dog and just recover. And we're going to do some work on the floor. So jump through to seated, and we're going to come into a boat pose. So hold your boat. Keep holding, sitting on the sitting bones, using your abdominal strength to hold you in this pose. Right, take Arrow Mudra to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, getting into the obliques here. Keep going, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Keep going, right, left, right, left. Okay, let's go back into boat and try and straighten out the legs as much as we can. If you're shaking here, that's absolutely fine. Okay, we're going to come now into a bridge pose. So bring the legs as close as you can to the bottom. You can either do several things here. You can either come into a classic bridge pose, or you can come into an open, do an open-hearted posture here. So take the hands and link them beneath the bottom. Or you can take the hands over your shoulders and come onto your head and push up onto your head. Or you can come into full wheel pose. So push up onto the hands and then look back. Come back onto the head, lower down and bring the knees in just to counteract this strong pose. Give yourself a little wobble over the mat, little rock and roll. Take the legs up high, lower them, lower, lower again to a few inches off the mat and bring them back up. Lower them 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, bring them back up. Lower them 30, 30, 30, back up. Well done. Okay, bring them in. Let's have another. Hug those knees in and have a roll from side to side on the mat. That's a strong abdominal and back bend we've just done. Okay, now we're going to come into another back bend camel pose. And you could take it in several ways. You can either just put the hands on the back and push the hips forward and the chest forward. So it's a chest opener and look back. Or you can put the hands onto the heels. Or you can have your feet flat along the mat and bring it to the heels and lean back. Pushing the hips forward and the thighs forward and opening out the heart. Letting the head fall back if you have no issues with your neck. If you have issues with your neck, keep your head and neck in line. Come back onto your knees. You're doing really, really well. These are not easy poses. We're going to do an arm balance here. We're going to do side crow. So take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and your left hand there. And we're going to balance on chaturanga arms onto using our arms like a shelf. Take it the other side. So the left hand comes to the outside of the left knee and the right hand is there. Go into chaturanga arms. Take the weight of our legs on that shelf and then straighten the legs if you can. Just hold. Bring them back in. Well done. You can pause the video here if you want to practice this, those arm balances and hold them for longer. Okay, just walk out a downward dog here just to stretch out the legs and breathe. Come back to your breathing. Look forward to the front of the mat. Hop forwards, forward fold. And we come to chair pose here. Raise the hands high. Sit back into that chair with no weight into the toes. And then come back into airplane chair, balance chair, onto the toes. Back to chair. Back to balance chair, on the toes. Back to chair. Bring the hands to heart center. And take the left elbow to the right knee and look over the right shoulder. Keeping the knees in line. Back to center, other side. Right elbow, left knee, looking over the left shoulder. Keep your knees in line. Back to center, raise up, tall mountain, and then bring the arms back down. Okay, you're doing really well. Let's do one last flow. Tall mountain, breathe in. Breathe out, swan dive to a forward fold. Halfway lift, jump back to chaturanga. Breathe out. Upward dog, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Take the right leg high, three-legged dog. Step it through between the hands. Okay, now we're going to turn towards the right and look over, point the hands towards the left leg, and then come to a side lunge on the right at the front of the mat. Then the left towards the back of the mat. Turn to face the back of the mat, low lunge, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. We're going to do that again on that side, so you can have another chance to try that move. So right leg lifts, three-legged dog, step through, low lunge. We're going to take that again. So we turn to the left leg, to the front of the mat this time, and then we come to the side lunge at the back of the mat. Side lunge to the front of the mat. Turn to the face, the front of the mat, low lunge. Step back, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Let's take that at the other side. So left leg lifts, three-legged dog, step through between the hands, and then we'll take that again. So we're going to turn to the outside of the mat and look over the right leg, turn around and come to a low lunge at the front of the mat, side lunge to the back of the mat, turn to the back of the mat with the low lunge, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Breathe. Just take some recovery breaths here. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Step through, low lunge. Turn to the back of the mat, front of the mat. Side lunge to the back of the mat. Side lunge to the front of the mat. Low lunge to the front of the mat. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe. Don't forget to use these downward dogs as a recovery breath time to really come back to your long in and out breaths through the nose. Okay, three-legged dog on the right. Step through to the outside of your right hand. Bring the left knee to the floor. Twist over the right leg and just take hold of, so we're twisting, looking back over the right, over the left shoulder, right shoulder, holding onto the left leg. And then we're going to come into pigeon pose along the floor, recline pigeon. Look up and then fold forwards. Just breathe here in our pigeon. Really sink into that. Let the glute and the hip really stretch here. Okay, come back up. And then swing that left leg round to the outside of the right leg. Take the right arm high and we're going to do half Lord of the Fishes. So right hand to the outside of the left leg and twist and look over the left shoulder. Breathe in as you lengthen, breathe out as you twist a little bit more. And look to the front. We're going to take heron pose here. So hold the left leg with both hands and raise it up to straight if you can. If you can't hold your foot, it's fine, just hold behind the leg. And try and keep your back and your sitting bones on the floor and your back nice and straight. Okay, we're going to roll back now into a chaturanga. So roll back, cross the legs, jump back, chaturanga. Well done. Upward dog, downward dog. Left leg lifts. Take it to the outside of the left hand. And then we're going to bring the right knee to the mat this time. And we're going to do that twist. So take the right leg with the left hand, looking over the left shoulder into a beautiful twist here. Release that leg. Bring the left heel to the right hand. Look up. We're going to come into pigeon. Excellent. Fold over those arms and legs and just take breaths here. Really enjoy this stretch. It's a great way to open the glutes, to stretch the glutes and the thighs. Come back up, and then we're going to bring the right leg to the outside of the left to do another twist. Left arm raises, bring it to the outside of the right leg and look over the right shoulder. Breathing in as you lengthen, breathe out as you twist a little bit more. Half Lord of the Fishes. And now we're going to take heron pose on this side. So take the right foot, but with both hands, straighten it out if you can, gazing up towards the foot. If you can't take the foot, take behind the leg. And try and keep the back as straight as possible using the abs. And we're really stretching out the hamstrings here. Okay, bring it back down. And again, we're going to rock backwards onto the floor. And this time we're going to do pigeon on the floor, on the back. So take the right leg over the left knee and bring the left knee in. You don't have to hold on to the calf if you don't want to. You can hold on behind the thigh. Let that go and we'll come into a twist. So take the right leg over to the left and look over the right shoulder. These supine twists are a great way to relax after a practice. Bring them back to the centre. We'll do it the other side. So left leg over the right knee. Take hold of the right leg and bring it into the body. So we're getting a beautiful hip opener. Supine pigeon. Okay, take that to a twist. So foot back to the floor and then twist over those legs over to the right, looking over the left shoulder this time. A supine twist. Bring the legs back in. Take hold of the knees. Give them a good hug in. Bring the knees to the nose to the knees. And let go. And now let's just fall back into a Shavasana. So feet fall open on the mat. The hands fall open. And we'll take a big breath in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. Another one. Big breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. And now find your own rhythm of breathing in and out through the nose. Just come back to your natural breath. You've worked really hard. This is not an easy practice. So really feel the work integrating into the body now. Any sensations that you've got in the hands or the feet or in around the hips or the shoulders, really feel into those, focus on them, and let the work and the energy integrate into the body. And just relax, really sink into the mat. Now circle the hands and the feet, stretch the arms over the head, stretch the feet, and then roll onto your right hand side. Come up to sitting, cross the legs, bring your hands to heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the divine light within you guide your way on. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me.